Alright, hello everybody, Carl again. Today I want to talk about my new protein skimmer I got. This is a Bubble Magus Curve 5. It has the SP1000 pump down there at the bottom. And I got this from my buddy who decided he was not going to set up his tank. This is brand new, and I got it for a heck of a deal, so I couldn't pass it up. Now currently, I'll show you in a second, I'm running the SCA 302 skimmer that I've had for I guess about a year now, and I really do like that skimmer, and there's a lot of skimming that it produces. However, the SCA 302 is rated for about a 65-gallon aquarium according to the manufacturer. So that's probably realistically 50 gallons, and I have it on about a 100-gallon system, so it's a little small. Now, the consensus with skimmers is you should always go a little bit bigger, not a little smaller. So this skimmer, the Bubble Magus, according to the manufacturer, is rated for 140 gallons. So probably realistically it'll do my 100-gallon aquarium just fine. So I just want to go through the process today I'm going to do of putting it in, the water depth that I'm going to use, and how it looks. And then in a couple weeks I'll do a follow-up video just so you guys know how I'm liking this skimmer. So it's been told to me that the SCA 302 skimmer is actually a knockoff of the Bubble Magus. So some things I don't like about the SCA skimmer, and I'll go over that, and some things I really like about this skimmer. One of those is down here at the bottom. You can see it just uses these screws, and you unscrew those and the whole skimmer body comes apart. And then you can actually clean inside of this bubble trap here. So this cup comes off as well as all that. With the SCA skimmer, you can't actually clean down where the pump kind of fits. So I'll show you that on that skimmer, and that's one thing I don't like. It's kind of hard to clean. I usually just rinse it in the tap water to try to get the best I can. So the SCA skimmer I have now is actually pretty dirty. It's due for cleaning. So I figured while I'm going to go over to clean, I might as well go ahead and just put this new Bubble Magus in. So let me get you down to the current setup, and I'll run through what I like and don't like. Okay, so just real quick, I have a 90-gallon reef-ready Aqueon aquarium. I have a 20-gallon long sump. Let me just pull you back a little bit. 20-gallon long sump that I made. So I have fresh water top off on the left. It's got a divider. And then in the center here is where the water comes down with my filter sock and filter sock holder, which I have a video about. The SCA 302 skimmer, it's got a bubble trap, Kent Marine Phosphane reactor, and then a return pump to take it back to the aquarium. And then over here is a custom aquarium I built specifically for Chaeto Morpho. And the way it works is I actually get raw tank water here, unfiltered, so it comes down via the Y, goes into the Chaeto tank, and then it drains off, and you can see it actually bypasses the skimmer with that long 1-inch PVC in the back, and then drains down straight to the bubble trap and back to the tank. And I'm doing that to hopefully keep any little pods and critters that are good for the aquarium to get them back in the aquarium. So you can see the skimmate here on the SCA. It's a real nice, thick and dark. I have this in, let's see here. So it's about 9 inches of water, and then I made a little 1-inch stand. I found that the SCA 302 skimmer likes about 8 inches of water, and I usually run that between the number 2 and then the number 3, and that seems to give me the absolute best results. So let me just pull this cup off. You can see there's a nice thick black kind of gunk. I have been running this a little on the liquid side. I noticed that I had a little phosphates, and I was just trying to maximize my skimmer. And I thought that I'll just run it a little liquid, or a little liquid skimmate, and try to get a better result. So let me turn the skimmer off there, and let me pull this out. Now, one thing that's really convenient is to pull this out. You literally just pull this, and you can see the tube moves, and it comes right out. And let me just show you what I have here. As you can see, there is a down here at the bottom, that's a 1-inch piece of acrylic that I used to just get the right water depth. And that's the pump, and I've had that fine, no worries at all with that pump. Let me just run through what I don't like about the SCA skimmer. So I do like the fact that all this is fixed. It's very quiet, you know, as far as the normal tank noise goes. But here's what I was talking about. You can't get down in here to clean. So you can stick a brush down in through the top and then actually clean all this, but you can't get past this part. And then if you look at the other side, it's just a small hole of where you would mount the pump goes into, and so all this in here you can't clean, and so that's just a pain in the butt. For the money, I cannot complain. It's been a very good skimmer. I think I paid like $60 on eBay, and for the value of that skimmer, it's excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all this stuff out. I don't need the 1-inch lift for the Bubble Magus, so, and I'll go over that in a second, but just give me a minute. Let me get this stuff out of there. Okay, so I got the old skimmer out. Here's the Bubble Magus. Now, according to the directions, it says that it likes 23 to 27 inches of water. So that's about 9 3/4 to 10 1/2. Now, I'm actually in my sump, and it's a little low right now, but it runs about 23 1/2. So when it's filled with the auto top off, my guess is that I have 24 inches of water. So I might be just a little bit short on that. So I'm going to try what I have. Now, one thing as a side note, I made this stand, this sump. Those glass baffles, they're just cheap 1/8 inch glass from the big box store, and they broke. So I actually, 2 of those panels are broke. You're probably not going to be able to tell, but the one in the center is broke, and then the one by the return pump in the reactor is also broke. So it's garbage. I do like the fact of this auto top off thing here. You can see there's a nice thick piece of glass here, and that's about a 2-gallon auto top off reservoir, and I really do like that. There's just a small little pump that runs up and over and then actually just pushes it right into, you're not going to be able to see because of the light, but the tube runs up here and then into this, which then goes down to my filter sock. So I really do like that auto top off feature. It's just a nice convenience. So I'm probably going to end up buying a new sump and doing something totally different, and so look forward to that video. For now, I'm going to try the 23 1/2 centimeters of water and just see what happens. If I have to, maybe I'll just move my float up so that I have a little bit more water in the sump. And you can see here's my floats right here. So we'll see. So I'm going to stick this in the water, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I have it in the water there. I set the dial to minimum, and I got the inlet facing towards the back there. Let me just run this cord. Okay, so I went ahead and just spun the setup. So now that my inlet is facing forward and the cord goes to the back, and it's still a little bunched up, but I'm not really worried about that. It'll straighten out over time. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick the collection cup on. A really nice feature. It just has this O-ring, so it just kind of slides in there. The other thing that's nice is you can move it, so if you need your valve to go somewhere different, that's convenient. And let me take you down and show you kind of the Skimmer Action. So if you look down in this cup right here, and that clear cup, it's actually spinning the water around in a cyclone, kind of like this, and then it's shooting the bubbles up. So that's really nice. Now, I know what's going to happen is it's going to overflow like crazy because it's brand spanking new. So I know that's going to happen, and it's already overflowing. I already have it on the minimum, so I'll just leave that how it is. Now, one thing I just noticed, I think what I'm going to end up doing is actually reposition the skimmer so that I have the adjustment arm to the side, but I want the pump to go that way. So I'll probably have to pull it back out and then undo these tabs here at the bottom so that I can rotate the body around. So anyhow, that's kind of where I'm at. All right, let me go ahead and get this set up and get the skimmer kind of tuned where I want it, and I'll bring you back. Okay, so I took the skimmer out of the aquarium, and kind of oddly enough, doesn't look like you can actually move the position of that pump. I thought you could. So what I did was I just rotated it in the aquarium. So now it's originally how I had it. The intake is facing towards the back. The adjustment arm is on the side. The other thing I did was I noticed when I pulled the adjustment arm out here, this arm, the skimmate went down. So I had it on minimum originally, and apparently that's actually the max water flow. So I'm not really sure if the names are backwards or what actually min and max reads. I didn't actually read the manual, but if you put it on max, it's actually the least amount of water. So what I basically have it is on max here, and you can see from the skimmate here, it's actually not overflowing. So if you look at the skimmate, you can see it's just at the bottom of this collection cup, which is probably right where I want it. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it how it is. I do like this vortex of spinning water down here. It looks like it's really doing a really nice job, and that's one thing the SCA didn't do. So we'll have to see how this skimmer does compared to my SCA. So anyhow, guys, that's going to about wrap it up for this video. If you have any questions, post them down below. I'll try to do what I can to answer them. Also, look forward in a couple weeks. I'll put an update out so we can see exactly how I dialed this in and actually where we're at. The other thing I'll do is in the update video, I can see about the water depth. So right now, let me just measure it for you. It's about 23 centimeters of water. And I'm a little low. I can tell by my float switch right here, it's a little low. When I measured it before with the old skimmer in, I was about 23 to 24 centimeters of water. So what is that, about 9.5 inches or so? So I'm just a touch low on what they recommend. But as this skimmer breaks in, we'll see how that actually makes the difference or not. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.